Hi, this story is dedicated to Oliver, one of my favourite little fellas. Mums don't fart, okay? It is written by Reagan and it's illustrated by Agnès Ernoult. Whatever, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, can you see the pictures there? Join Marty and his wizard friends. They are a cheeky bunch. They're gathered in his bedroom, casting spells and having lunch. Remember when we proved girls fart? It was just as we had guessed. Fairy flumps and mermaid trumps. The princess toot was best. You can see that. They look like they're up to a bit of mischief there, don't they? I've been thinking about that, said Sam, who swiveled in his seat. We followed girls and animals, but our test was incomplete. We didn't learn if adults fart. More research should be done. What if teachers let off gas? What about your mum? Oh, goodness me. The boys all gasped. Imagine that! Surely mums just don't. Let's find Marty's mum and question her. You can ask her. I won't. No boy would volunteer, so Fizz signalled for a pause. There's only one thing for it. We'll decide by drawing straws. Sounds like a logical way to make any decision, really, doesn't it? Ethan was the chosen one. He nervously stepped forward. Mrs. Jones, if you don't mind, can I please have a word? Girls and boys fart all the time. It gives us great delight. But if we weren't sure if ladies trump or if they're too polite. Mrs. Jones turned very red. She could not believe her ears. Of course they don't, you cheeky boys. Now go and play, my dears. The boys retreated unconvinced. Could Marty's mum be trusted? She might be covering up the truth. She did seem very flustered. Mrs. Jones was cleaning up and couldn't see the boys. As she bent to move some papers, her bottom made a noise. Grandad Bob, you're snoring. She tried to pass the blame, but the gang could smell the evidence and didn't believe her claim. Next, they searched for Fizz's mum and found her in the garden. Fizz blurted, "Do mums fart?" Mum gasped, "I beg your pardon." "Sorry, Mum, but we're intrigued. We really want to know." His mother shook her head at him and told them they should go. The boys snuck off out of sight and crouched on bended knees. They saw Mum's laundry on the line, blowing in the breeze. Except there was no wind today. So what did those sheets prove? That his mum was telling fibs and her fartnado made them move. Fizz's mum flew off to work. The gang must find out more. They tailed her through the broom park and up to the main door. As she hurried through the spinning door, they saw it turning faster. Mrs. Wright had made it well by letting off a blaster. Oh, goodness me. Mum took a seat behind her desk as the boys came through the door. They grinned as Mum let out a toot and zoomed across the floor. Stifling laughs, the boys stayed still as Mum reached for her phone. Burp, burp, they heard. They chuckled more. That's a new ringtone. The boys then went to find Sam's mum. She was with his little brother. Sam claimed that she'd never fluffed. No way, not my mother. But as the concert reached the end, with the trumpet's final hoot, someone in the audience let out a mighty toot. This does not look good for Sam's mum at all. It was Sam's face that turned bright red. I can't believe she did it. It must be Mum that makes home smell, and all this time she hid it. We tend to blame our dog a lot for being such a stinker, but now I wonder who is worse, my mother or poor Tinker. Ethan's mum was with her friends. They ordered drinks and cake. Is that my mum who's made a smell? Oh, for goodness sakes. The group stood up to say goodbye. They gathered for a selfie. Someone's gaffed. What a stink. More like #smelfy. Uh-oh. Then all the boys' mums gathered for their weekly yoga class. The boys raced off to take a look, their noses against the glass. The row of ladies bent and stretched for their salute to the sun, but yoga made them all relax. Mass trumpeting had begun. Oh my goodness gracious me. Could you imagine all those mums in yoga just farting like that? Oh my lord. We've proved our point. You mums do toot. Of that, there is no doubt. You cannot hide your farts, for like the truth, they will come out.